You know the vibes. Welcome back to another week of the Hoop Genius Podcast. The Hoop Genius Podcast, as always, is presented by NBA 2K23. If you don't already, get your copy. The link is in the description. Now, as you can tell, my voice is a little bit leave it. So today, I'm going to bring you another interview. This time with the human highlight reel himself, one of the greatest players to ever play in the NBA, Mr. Dominique Wilkins. Don't worry, BJ's back tomorrow, and my voice will hopefully be back tomorrow. But yeah, it was my birthday last week, so the voice is a little bit peak right now. But I spoke to Dominique, one of the most exciting players to ever play the game. If you want to learn more, I highly recommend going and watching some of his highlights on YouTube. If you weren't watching the NBA back then, or if you haven't done the research on the history, go check out Dominique's game. Absolute monster. We talked about who he watches nowadays that excites him, because he was one of the most exciting players. We talked about the MVP race. We talked about Victor Wembanyama, and of course, we talked about his dream dunk contest. So this is my conversation with Dominique Wilkins. I hope you enjoy. As always, leave a review, leave a rating, subscribe and share with a friend. BJ and I will be here tomorrow morning to break up everything going on around the NBA whilst he's been away. And enjoy this episode. We're here, NBA in Abu Dhabi, joined by the legendary man that needs no introduction, Mr. Dominique Wilkins. How you doing, sir?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm great. Thank you very much. Good. Now, of course, you're known as the human highlight film. And we're joined by two exciting teams, the Milwaukee Bucks, and of course your Atlanta Hawks. Mm-hmm. Which NBA players right now are the most exciting? Whose highlights do you have to check out every time you see them?
Well, if you're just talking about the Atlanta Hawks, because I travel with these guys every game, to watch Trae Young and John Collins, and now Dejounte Murray is going to bring an interesting dynamic to our team. It's going to make us a better all-around team. So I'm looking forward to watching those three guys work together. But if you look on the other side of the basketball last night and you look at the Milwaukee Bucks, Giannis Antetokounmpo is a freak of nature. I mean, he's still in the top 2 or 3 best players in the NBA. And so you know what you're going to get each and every night out of guys like that. They have a very good, solid team. They're a veteran squad who's been there before. So a lot of championship pedigree there.
Well, you're talking about championship pedigree. It's the start of the season, so we've got to put you on the hot seat right now and ask you for your prediction, your Eastern Conference, Western Conference, and overall champions.
This is one year I would say is anybody could win in the Eastern Conference. You got some good teams. Cleveland now is in the mix. You have us. You have teams like Milwaukee. Is going to be, Miami is still a threat, Boston. So there's no clear favorite, in my opinion, and we haven't even talked about Philadelphia 76ers. So you have some solid teams in the East that could easily come out. In the West Coast, you got to start with the Golden State Warriors because they're the defending champs. But you also have Denver Nuggets over there that you're going to have to be worried about, as well as Phoenix Suns. Nobody knows where LA is at this moment, but they're always teetering to be one of those teams that could challenge you.
So I'm going to have to push you for 2 names, though.
I knew you were going to get to that point.
So I'm going to have to get to it.
But, yeah, I think our young team has as good a chance as anyone coming out of the East. So I look for the Hawks, barring any type of injuries, to do very well in the Eastern Conference. Out West, you got to start with Golden State. You got to go with Golden State because they had Weissman, who didn't play at all last year. He's going to be back. That's going to make them even stronger. So, to me, they're the favorite to come out of the West. And
for the MVP of this season, you talked about how great Giannis is. Obviously, Trae Young is a young up-and-coming player. Who's your pick for the MVP this year?
I don't think you can pick one guy. I really don't, because, you have so many guys who is capable of being the MVP. Yeah, Giannis is at the top of that list. You got guys like Steph Curry is at the top of that list. Trae, Durant, and people like that are always going to be in the conversation, and you really can't count LeBron James out either. So, again, you look at the league this year, and it's anybody's trophy, I think.
Well, we're seeing right now how international the game is out here in Abu Dhabi and how much European talent is in the NBA and African talent as well. Have you been watching Victor Wembanyama, the kid from France that's coming up now, playing a few games against the G League Ignite?
I hear a lot about this kid, and he is special. I mean, especially at that size, to do some of the things that he does, you know, it gives a guy like that size an added advantage, especially when you can put it on the floor and shoot it. That's a major advantage.
We've got to wrap up in a sec, so one final question for you. Obviously, you're one of the greatest slam dunkers of all time. If you had to pick 4 guys to make the all-time greatest slam dunk contest ever, who would your 4 guys be?
Dominique. No, I'm just joking. But if I have to, first of all, I have to start with the main guy, and we all look up as kind of the granddaddy of us all, and that's Dr. J. He's on everybody's list, there's no question about it. Of course, you got Michael Jordan. Of course, you have Vince Carter, you have myself. And 2 guys that people don't talk about that much is Zach LaVine and Aaron Gordon. Whew, man, incredible talent. So I would say a top 5 and a 6-man.
Okay, I'd love to see it. Dominique, thank you for your time.
My
Enjoy
pleasure.
Abu Dhabi. Hope to catch up soon.
No doubt, no doubt. Looking forward to it.
Appreciate it. Thank you guys for tuning in. Appreciate you guys. I know the episodes have been shorter recently while BJ was away, but we're back from tomorrow. Don't worry about a thing. We're almost episode 200, so pretty exciting that we're going to get there, I think, on Friday this week. Appreciate each and every one of you who's tuned in. This has been a great year, and it's only going to get bigger and better. We'll talk about that later this week. Let me know what you think of these interviews. Let me know what you guys are thinking. Join the Discord. The link is in the bio. And make sure you get NBA 2K23 because they support a podcast, but most importantly, get buckets.